everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another weekly vlog. So you know the drill by now. I'm going to take you along my week and just tell you what I'm reading and update you with bits and pieces throughout the day. So it's currently Monday and we are starting off with Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead. So I started this last week and kind of put it on hold for a little bit just because I was reading another book and I didn't want to read two books at the same time because I've been doing that a lot recently and it's just been bugging me loads. So I put this down for a little bit, but we're going to pick it back up again. I think I only made it to chapter 3, which is page 43. So this is the book I'm going to take to work with me. And just to tell you a little bit about the book, so we are following 3 people. We're in one person's POV though, and I always forget her name and I can't seem to find it, but we're following her POV. And then she has 2 neighbours, but she doesn't call the neighbours by their name. She calls them Oddball and Bigfoot. And then those 2 neighbours kind of have the same nicknames for each other as well. It's all a bit confusing. But right at the start we find out that Bigfoot has died. Oddball's come over and said to her, Bigfoot's dead. So they all run over, see that he's dead on the floor, and they weren't really the biggest fan of him. I'm not too sure why, but I'm assuming we're going to find out. So what they do is they then take him out of his scrubby clothes and put him in his best dressed uniform, so when the police find him he's looking a little bit half decent. And then like the next chapter he's alive again, so I'm assuming we're back in the past and we're going to figure out why they don't like him, because he just choked. It wasn't like a gory death or anything like that. It was just like he had a bone stuck in his throat or something, so you know it was an accident by the looks of it. But we've started following where the main POV, she is watching Bigfoot from afar and noticing that he's got a dog, but he's not taking care of that dog. Like the dog's outside, he's barely walking it, he's barely feeding it, and so she's calling the police on him, you know, to make sure that he's looking after his animals correctly, but the police just don't really care. So I mean, it sounds very interesting and I am having a good time at the moment. And it says at the back here, it offers thought-provoking ideas on our perceptions of madness, injustice against marginalised people, animal rights, the hypocrisy of traditional religion, belief in predestination, and apparently it caused a genuine political uproar in Poland. So I mean, I'm intrigued to kind of see how that happened and what was written down. So I'm enjoying this, so I'm going to take this with me to work. Like I said, I am working most of the week, so you'll probably just see me at work throughout the day, but that is enough talking. Let's just crack on with the vlog. So it's much later. I've had some dinner. I went round my friend's house. We had a nice catch up. We had a good chat, a very bookish chat. There is talk of a potential podcast. Whether that's going to go anywhere, who knows, but it's all very exciting. So let me talk to you about the book that I'm currently reading. So this is Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead. I read 2 chapters. And I want to say I probably read about 20 pages on my lunch. This is not the easiest book to read, I think, while I'm out and about, because I am underlining bits and circling bits and things like that. And I feel like I'm kind of taking more time to kind of like dive into the story. It's not just a quick, I can read 100 pages in an hour moment. So I'm not too sure how I'm feeling about this at the moment. I don't really have any updates for you. I don't know if it's that kind of book, but this is the only one I've kind of started other than The Promise of Rain, and it is as of today the 25th of March, so we've only got a few more days left of March, and I would like to finish this so I can add this into the reads that I've read in March instead of like dragging this over into April. So I'm going to power through and I'm going to read it, but I feel like I'm just not going to read as much on my lunch than I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to spend more time reading at home than I am at work, because I need like both, because it barely opens and I'm not bending the spine, so it barely opens for me to be able to highlight and write in it. as well as while I'm eating my lunch. It's all a bit too much. So it's just going to take me a while to get through. But I mean, I'm gonna read it, so it's fine. Me and my manager kind of swapped books the other day. So I brought in The Crimson Moth because I had an extra copy for her to read, and she told me about a book that she thought I would enjoy, so she brought that to work and I picked it up today, and that is The North Wind by Alexandria Warwick. It comes out in May. I'm assuming it's a fantasy book because she is a big fantasy person, but I've got no idea what it's about. It is a reimagined tale written in the vein of Beauty and the Beast and Hades and Persephone. Now, we do like a Beauty and the Beast retelling because I'm pretty sure that's what A Court of Thorns and Roses is. And I do like Hades and Persephone because A Touch of Darkness is just an incredible story. So I think I could potentially like this. My manager did like this, so I'm excited to kind of give this a go. She's already read The Crimson Moth and she actually really liked it, so I'm grateful to her, but I will probably have to get around to this sooner rather than later. And oh my gosh, and it's a standalone enemies to lovers fantasy romance that's taken TikTok by storm. I literally, all I care about is that the fact it's a standalone, because when I read Law of the Wilds, I thought that was a standalone and it's going to be a duology, and I'm not happy about that because we ended on a cliffhanger and I was going into it where it was a standalone and it wasn't. It's just, it ruined the mood of it. But this is a standalone. I'm definitely going to try and add this to my TBR for April. Hopefully I can fit it in with all the other books I'm going to be reading. If you don't know what my April TBR is, then I will link it above because that video should be up by now, and I think I chose 8 books, so hopefully I can add a 9th to that. We'll see. But the fact that, like I said, it's a romantasy and it's a standalone. Fantasy writers need to write more standalones. They're too busy writing duologies, trilogies, series, God knows what. And I understand they're popular, but sometimes you just want a book and one book and that's it, and be able to finish it. And so we have this, and then I also have another book that turned up at work. I have no idea what it is, who it's from. All it says is that this package contains books, so that is enough for me. Oh, it's from Harper 360 actually, so it does tell me, but I have no idea what it is. So let's just open it up. Is it gonna? No. They're always so difficult to open. Such a large parcel for what it is. I have this book. I have this bookmark. Do I have this bookmark? Maybe I don't have this book. I have this book. I got sent the proof of it. What's this? What's that? A Fangirl Down spicy scorecard. Tick the scorecard each time you do any of the listed reactions while reading Fangirl Down. The more you react, the more points you get. Tell us your score at Harper 360 UK. That's pretty cool. So I'm expecting a gasp, a hot flush, nervous glance, heart palpitations, laugh out loud, scream, or close the book dramatically. I mean, that sounds pretty cool. But I already own this book. I got sent the arc of it, I'm sure. I don't remember. I wouldn't have asked for it twice. There's no way. But I mean, I am grateful. I mean, I'm definitely not complaining at all. But I haven't even told you the book. So this is Tessa Bailey's Fangirl Down. So this is a sports romance, and from what I know, it's a golf romance, which is quite different. Most of the sports romance, I think, are normally based around like hockey or something. I know that's quite big at the moment, or it was big. I'm not too sure, but I mean, Tessa Bailey does write a good book, so I'm excited to dive into this and see what it's like. Like I said, it is a sports romance, but I now own 2 copies of the book, so I mean, I can't really complain. I have 2 bookmarks as well, which I quite like, so I will add this to my shelf. I think this will be a good, obviously, read in the summertime. I do prefer reading a romance in the summer. I just feel like it has that vibe. But I mean, it's pretty cool that I've got the arc and the finished copy. I do like owning multiple copies of books, so this is just growing my collection even more. But it's not a very floppy book at all. Look how stiff that is. There is no give whatsoever, so I'm gonna have to like train the spine on this definitely and get it a bit more flexible. But that is rather exciting, so it just means that I'm probably gonna have to read it because I own 2 copies of a book, and if I haven't read it, it's a bit bad of me. But thank you to Harper for sending this to me again. I really appreciate it. I'm going to add it to my romance shelf, and yeah, exciting times. So that is the updates. I'm going to try and read a bit more, but to be honest, it's currently 9:15. I am tired. It's been a busy day at work. It's going to be an extra busy day tomorrow. I was kind of hoping to get into work a little bit earlier tomorrow as well. I feel like I need to go to bed. I've only just got in. I feel like I haven't really done much though, so I might try and read a bit in bed. We'll see. I don't really know how the reading's going to go this week, just because I'm not like desperate to pick up either book that I'm reading currently, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But this was just a quick little update, so I will probably speak to you tomorrow, hopefully with some more reading updates. But with how busy it's going to be tomorrow, I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done. I don't know if I'm going to be in the right mood to read, so we'll just have to see. But I will speak to you then. Honestly, no idea where this story is going. I think I'm getting confused. I've made it to page 116, which is chapter 8. So it's not too bad. I am almost halfway through, but I feel like it keeps switching between like present and past, and I can't figure out when that happens. Maybe I'm just not paying enough attention when I'm reading this. Maybe it's not one I should be reading at work. I don't know, but I'm just getting a bit confused, so I don't know how I feel about it. But we're just going to move on because I bought a book today and I picked up A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson because I have an education in Malice and I've heard really good things. And obviously you've got the newest one coming out. Is it Evocation? Potentially, and I do want to get my hands on that, but I've heard very, very good things, and I didn't think you could still get the hardback, and I saw that you could, and I was like, well, I obviously need it, so I picked this up. Well, it came into work today, so I picked it up then. I'm quite surprised because the font is rather large. I don't know if it's just me or whether, I don't know, but I'm excited to kind of give this a go. I think the cover is stunning. I love the design of it. So yeah, that was a fun little purchase. And then I also have book mail as well that I have no idea who it is or who it's from or whatever, so we're just going to open it like we always do. No, so I think this is her newest one that's coming out. So this is Lynn Painter. This is Lynn Painter's new book, Happily Never After. Now, I haven't read a Lynn Painter book, but I've heard very good things. I know she's had multiple like editions of her books out, and I know that Better Than the Movies is supposed to be like really good and really cute, and there's like a sequel coming to that out later this year as well, I'm sure. So I do want to get around to reading that, but like I said, this is her newest one, so this will be a fun read. It's a YA romance, so I mean you're not going to get any spice or anything like that. It's just a fun read, and it's blurbed by Ali Hazelwood and Christina Lauren, and I do like both of those authors, so I can't see me not liking this. So this is what it looks like. It is a beautiful pink cover. I'm assuming it's got something to do with a marriage. They're friends with the bride and groom or something, who knows. But again, like I've said about 10 times already, I'm excited to give this a go. I'm going to add this to my romance shelf, and hopefully I'll be able to pick this up in the summertime, I think. So reading plans for tonight, I'm hoping to kind of dive back into Drive Your Plough Over the Bones of the Dead, to kind of wrap my head around a bit. Maybe I might need to like reread some chapters or something. But I am off tomorrow, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can finish this tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. But I am enjoying it, and I am kind of getting quicker at reading it, but I'm just quite confused about the timings and what's happening when, and whether we are currently now or whether it's in the past and we're like reflecting on things. I don't know. But it is a good read. So, I mean, this is just kind of keeping me going until April, I think, and then I can start my April TBR, really. But, yeah. So I'm going to make some dinner. I'm going to grab a cup of tea and just kind of chill out for the evening. I'm not at work tomorrow, like I've said, so maybe I can stay up a little bit later, put some pyjamas on, do some reading, just, you know, light some candles, just set the mood maybe. So yes, I'm gonna go, and I might speak to you a bit later with some more updates about this. We shall see, but I will speak to you later anyway with some updates. Excuse the way I look. I'm having a makeup free day. I'm wearing some comfy clothes because I'm not working today, so we're just going to have a chilled day. Now I'm quickly jumping on here, not because I have reading updates, because I have book mail. He's just tried to shove it through the letterbox, and you can hear it, and you can hear him struggling. I'm like thinking to myself, that better not be a book. And then he yanks it out, knocks on the door, and obviously it's a book. So he's hoping it's not damaged, but let's open it and see what we got. I never know how to open these because they're so like difficult. So it said enemies to lovers on the front, and I just gathered that was the trope or something, but no, it's actually called Enemies to Lovers. Now it is giving Emily Henry sort of vibes with the cover, and I don't know if you agree with that, but I'm definitely feeling Emily Henry vibes. So this is by Laura Jane Williams. It comes out in August this year. It says, one holiday, one rule, don't fall in love. Knowing how it ends is just the beginning. It is a must read for romance lovers, a 5-star summer read. Now I was going to say this could be her first novel, but it looks like she's actually got quite a few. I don't recognise any of the titles, but I'm very excited to give this a go. Just casually flicking through, hopefully I'm not revealing any spoilers, but it looks like it's got like text message vibes throughout, which is quite cool. It's nice to have a different like text format instead of just words on a page. Like it just, yeah, that looks pretty cool, but I'm excited to give this a go. It'll be a fun summer read, definitely. So thank you to Penguin for sending this to me. That's very exciting, but it is just giving Emily Henry vibes. Whether that is the vibe, I don't know. But so this is all the updates I have. I haven't picked up a book. I've had some breakfast, I've had a cup of tea, and I just haven't read. I've been watching some booktube, and it's been really fun and just chilled and relaxed. And I said I kind of wanted to finish that book today, and I don't know how I'm feeling, whether that's actually going to happen. But I think this is going to prompt me to like pick up a book now instead of just sitting on my phone. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to add this to my shelf. I say my shelf, I'm going to add this to the pile that I don't know if you can see. That is the pile of books that I just need to get around to putting away. It's all book mail and bits like that. That's just... So this is going to go there, and then I'll sort that out later on in the week, perhaps. So yeah, I'm going to start reading, and then hopefully I can update you later with hopefully that I've finished the book, or at least made a dent in it. I did it. I finished it. So, I don't think I'm smart enough for a book like this. I think there was a lot more like deeper meaning to the words and things like that that probably just went a bit over my head, but I did really enjoy this. So let's quickly try and recap what is going on. So we are following Janina. She is the main POV. Now, in her very small town in Poland, a lot of people are suddenly dying, and she kind of wants to know what's happening. Now, she is a big lover of animals as well as a big supporter of astrology. Supporter might be the wrong word. She just believes that like everything happens for a reason. Your star signs will line up. You know the day that you are going to die. You know how you are going to die. It is written in the stars. So when she tries to talk to people about this, they just think that she's crazy. And it's the idea of who gets to pick and choose who lives and who dies. And that's basically what this is. She is figuring out why these people have died in her village. Was it because of their star signs, or, you know, something else? And she is a very relatable character. She very much loves people and can kind of just sit and observe people and just is fascinated by what we do. I mean, I've literally just sat and like finished the rest of the book, so I was about halfway through, and I've now, you know, I've just sat and read the rest of it today, and it is a very good book. I can see why it won the Nobel Prize in Literature, and I can see why she is a very good author. From what I know, she is very big in Poland as well, and to have this translated was kind of a big deal as well. But I did it. What I set out to do today was to finish this book, and I have, and I'm just a little tick to say that I've done something today, because I've literally been sat here for the whole time. Yeah, so like I said, I really enjoy this. I really like these editions as well. I have a couple on my shelf that I've just never really picked up, but I might look at picking them up sooner rather than later. We'll see. But I definitely enjoyed this. It was definitely more crimey than I thought, because I found this in the fiction section, so I gathered it was more obviously fiction than crime, but I had a good time, and that's all that matters. So I can add this to my shelf with the rest of my Fitzcarraldo, however you want to pronounce it, editions. So then the only book I currently have on the go is The Promise of Rain. Now, it's either I try and finish that before the end of the month, or I pick up a small, short, quick read that I could potentially start now and finish before the end of the month again, so it doesn't roll over into April. So I'm a bit undecided about what I want to read. I feel like the right thing to do is pick up The Promise of Rain, because otherwise I feel like that's just going to be DNF'd, and you know I don't like doing that, but I'm just not feeling it, so I'm not too sure. So I'm going to have a think. But I've read a book today, so I mean, I've accomplished something in my life. it is currently Friday, and I realised I never updated you yesterday with any of my reading. It was a very busy day. By the time I got home, had some dinner, we put on a film and we watched, what did we watch? We watched The Martian. Forgot how good that film was. I'm now currently hunting for the hardback copy of the book because I really want to read it, because I read Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir and absolutely loved it, and I kind of forgot about The Martian, so I'm currently on the hunt for that. But by the time we watched that, I then got in the shower, washed my hair, and I just went to bed and kind of just forgot. I didn't read at all yesterday evening. I only read a little bit on my lunch, so yeah, apologies about that. But the book I did pick up yesterday is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Now, I literally only picked this up because of the cover. I think the cover is absolutely gorgeous. It's giving very horror, dark academia, just love of plants and mushrooms sort of vibe, and I'm for it. And I thought, because there isn't many days left of March, I could pick up a short read just to kind of get me through till the end. So I haven't read much of this at all. I read up to chapter 4, which is page 44, all the fours, and I really like the way that T. Kingfisher writes. His writing is very gothic, and he's describing like all the mushrooms and the plants and the fungi and things like that, and you can just kind of imagine being there and like seeing that. He's just a very good writer from what I can tell, at least. But we are following Alex, who has just like returned home because he's found out that his fellow friend is dying. So obviously he wants to be there for his friend. When he goes back, that they find there is like a nightmare of like fungal growth and like possessed wildlife and things like that. And I suppose we're just kind of exploring that at the moment. I'm not getting much of like the horror. I kind of understand the horror, and whether we'll get into it more, obviously more into the book. But that's the thing about like horror books. Like horror films can't scare the crap out of me. But a horror book, I don't know, I just feel like I'm not going to be jumpy and scared with words on a page, whereas someone coming out of a fucking closet and scaring the shit out of me, yeah, that's gonna scare me. But words on a page, like, maybe not so much. So I'm excited to see if it is going to scare me. I feel like it's gonna creep me out more, but again, we'll see. So I'm going to take this obviously with me to work today, and hopefully I can read a good chunk of it, because I do kind of want to get around to the second book. I forget what that one is, but I'm pretty sure it is a blue cover, but I do kind of want to get around to that in March as well. So we'll see. It is Bank Holiday Friday today, and I am at work, which is just a delight. Love that for me. We are open normal hours, so it's just a normal Friday to me. My partner is off. He's got the bank holiday weekend off, which I am very jealous about. But hey ho, we move on. So hopefully I can read a bit more of this today, like I said, and I will let you know. But apologies for not updating you yesterday. I didn't really have much to update you on anyway. I did get book mail yesterday, and I didn't end up opening it because normally I open it on camera for you guys. So it's just currently sat at home. So I will remember and open that up later when I get home. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I mean, I say this most of the time, and most of the time I'm wrong anyway, but we'll see. So I'm going to head off to work, and I will hopefully speak to you tonight when I get home with some good reading updates. This is probably going to be the quickest update of all updates today, just because I've got so much I need to do, so I need to crack on. So I read a bit more of What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher today. I am now past the halfway mark, so I'm on chapter 8, which is page 99. It's definitely getting creepier. I can feel it's definitely getting a bit... They think the person who's poorly is like possessed by something that's also like possessed the animals, because the hares in the story aren't scared of humans. They kind of just sit there and they crawl really funny, and you know, you can try to scare them to make them run away and they don't. It's all a bit weird, but they think the person who's poorly is kind of possessed by the same thing or has caught something. It's not rabies, but they think it's something similar to that. So I'm kind of intrigued to kind of see where the story goes, especially what it's going to end up like in book 2. Now I do have book 2 and I do kind of want to get to it before the end of March as well, but we'll see about that because we've only got a couple days left and I'm still halfway through this. So we'll see how we get on, but I am really enjoying it. Now the updates that I didn't get around to yesterday. So we got sent some proofs at work. Well, I say proofs, this is a finished copy of The Divorcees by Rowan Beard, I'm assuming is how you pronounce the surname, but I'm probably wrong. I got a message on my TikTok asking if we wanted some copies, so I said yes, of course. I've got no idea what it's about, but it is set in the glamorous 1950s. It's a page turner and an exploration of female friendship, desire and freedom, and it sounds pretty good. It seems like quite a nice summer read, so I thought I would pick this up to add this to my collection. I do have the book mail that I didn't get around to opening yesterday, so I will open that in a second, but I do have a proof of Sleep Like the Death by Kaylin Bayron. My friend at work gave this to me today. We kind of did a bit of a book swap, so I gave her my extra copy of Dragon Rider by Taryn Matharu because I really enjoyed that and I had 2 copies, and she had 2 copies of this, so she was very kind enough to give this to me, so hopefully I can get around to this at some point soon. And the proof copy is really cool as well because apparently this glows in the dark, which I'm excited to kind of see if it does. So again, exciting book mail. And then we have this from yesterday because obviously it is Bank Holiday Friday, so we had no post today, so I still have this to open from yesterday, which I am excited about. Like I said, I think I know what this is, but I get sent quite a few things, so they all kind of roll into one. Yes, it is what I thought it was. So this is The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson, a Cosmere novel. Now, have I read a Brandon Sanderson book? No. Do I want to? Definitely. And I know I'm not going to start with this, and this is probably going to be like the latter end of reading his books, but I have quite a few of these ones, like the newer ones that he's written, and I do have the first 2 in Mistborn Era 1 that I do want to get around to reading at some point. I feel like I just need to like dedicate some time to like picking his books up, but as you would have seen like from my TBR video, I pick them out and then afterwards I go, oh, I could have picked this one or I could have picked that one. It's just like, oh, okay, so we're not reading it anytime soon. But I feel like I just need a moment. I just need some time off work to kind of dedicate to reading him, because I feel like I'm either going to read one and just not pick another one up for a while, or I'm going to read one and want to binge the rest. But like I said, this is The Sunlit Man. It's a very cool cover. It's very bright and orange, which I quite like. So I'll add this to the other books and get around to it at some point. But, you know, probably not anytime soon, because I have a list on my phone of some guy on TikTok was saying about like the best reading order. So I kind of wrote them down. So this is like my Brandon Sanderson reading order, so I have them all so I can kind of like give him a tick when I've done them. Now this isn't all the books he's written, there is quite a few more, but he had posted this TikTok a while ago, so it's probably not updated, so I do need to have a look around. But I mean, I haven't read any, so I mean, I'm in no rush to finding out what order to read like the next 20 because I haven't read the first one. But I do want to get to him at some point soon, and definitely in 2024. That was one of my goals, so hopefully we will get to this at some point, but if not, it's just going to sit on my bookshelf like the rest of them. So I think that's all my updates. I need to go and make some dinner and sort some bits out, but hopefully, like I said, I've updated you on everything. I will speak to you maybe later tonight, if not tomorrow, with some more reading updates. I kind of want to finish What Moves the Dead today, so then I've got tomorrow and Sunday to start and finish the second one, but I don't know how likely that is, so we're going to see how we get on. But thank you for listening to me ramble, and I will speak to you later. morning. So it's currently Saturday and I didn't read any more last night like I said I would. I don't know if we're shocked. I'm not, but I'm going to take this to work with me today in the hopes that I can finish it today, but then I don't see it very likely that I'll be picking this up sometime soon. I could pick it up in April perhaps, but this is just a pre-warning that I just haven't been in the right frame of mind, I think, to be reading. I mean, I've woke up with like a banging headache this morning, so I've managed to get ready a little bit earlier so I've got time to sit down with a cup of tea and I'll make some breakfast in a minute. But I don't know, I'm just a bit all over the place, so we'll kind of see how the reading goes today. But I mean, I'm not going to be forcing myself. I'd like to finish this today, but I can finish it tomorrow. There's no like rush for it. Yesterday with what I read. By the time I finished work, we needed to go around the supermarkets to get some Easter eggs, and my god, was that so difficult. Everywhere had sold out and I wasn't going to be paying over £10 for an Easter egg for a child. That's just extortionate. So that took a while to try and find some bits and pieces for today. And then Nova hurt her paw while she was out on a dog walk, so I needed to go to my mum's to get some dog clippers, so I took her with me. And then by the time I came home, I had some dinner and bits and pieces. It was just non-stop evening, so I didn't manage to get around to talking to you guys. But because I did quite a bit of driving, I picked up What Moves the Dead on as an audiobook because I thought that was the easiest way for me to kind of finish it off, because after reading on my lunch I literally had like 3 chapters left, so I just thought at least I can finish that, and I did. So let's have a quick chat about it. Now, I never like read the inside of this, but it is a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's classic The Fall of the House of Usher. Now, I'd never heard of that before, so I didn't know what that was about, but I did really enjoy this. I think I need to read the original to just kind of see, you know, where the retelling has gone, like how, you know, what direction it's gone in, because I don't know. But it was a very good read. It was very creepy. I wasn't like scared or anything like that, but I do kind of get the horror aspect, and it was, like I said, it was, you know, bits creeped me out. You know, this woman had died, her neck was snapped, and she was still kind of walking around and talking because of this fungus or something that got in her and was able to move her and talk. It was, yeah, very weird, but like in such a good way. So I'm kind of excited to pick up the next book. Now, I definitely won't be able to finish that. I don't even know if I'll be able to start that today because it is Easter Sunday, so we've got plans and bits and pieces. So I don't know what sort of reading I'm going to do, but I do kind of want to pick up the second one as soon as possible. So hopefully I can add that to my April TBR and we can just kind of see where it goes. That is on my audiobook app as well, and from what I know, it's like 3 hours long, and I tend to listen to it on like 2.5 to 3 times speed, so it's literally going to take me like just over an hour to kind of sit and listen to it if that was the way I chose. So I might do that just on one random evening or something, so we'll see. But it is a very good book. I did very much enjoy my time reading this, and I'm glad that I picked it up. So because we have so many plans today, I haven't done any reading today. I literally got up, got dressed, tidied, and just sorted some bits and pieces out. We've done a bit of an Easter egg hunt for the kids and stuff, so that's going to be fun. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here just because I don't know what reading I'm going to do later today, and like always, if I do any reading or bits and pieces like that, I will just add it into next week's vlog. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for following me along my journey. Thank you for liking, for commenting, for subscribing. At the time of recording this, we have just hit 500 subscribers, which I just think is insane. Like, there's that many of you that are just watching my silly little videos, but honestly, it really means the world to me. And I know I say that like at the end of every video, but it genuinely just means the world to me that you are just supporting me and what I do. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.